Well, this is my 3-speed Raleigh Superbe. I've actually got two of these. I've got an older one which I just use every day, but this is kind of surplus to requirements because I've got too many push bikes. Good thing about these is that I mean, they've been going around for years and years and years, and I think the reason why they have is because really they were designed to be quite utilitarian, quite reliable bikes. So if we go from, let's go from the front to the back. If you look at the front there, you've got a light on the front which is dynamo driven, which means you don't need any batteries. So that front light and the rear light here actually turn on and off and are powered by the dynamo on the rear wheel. There's also a rather lovely bell there as well, which you don't tend to get with modern bikes. The bells themselves now are made so cheaply. It's like Arkwright's store, that, isn't it? It also comes with 3-speed, okay, Sturmey Archer. Again, very, very reliable. Probably the most reliable gear system ever produced for a bicycle. Certainly the most plentiful. Right, also you'll see these here, these systems here are actually rod brakes. Now rod brakes, the advantage of rod brakes over conventional brakes is that they don't have any cables as such. That means that when you leave it out in the rain, you're not going to get rusty cables seized. So again, it makes it a very practical bike. Okay, now something which is very unusual is the fact that it actually has lockable steering. Again, it makes it a very practical bike for everyday use. So a key goes in here, then it locks into one of these 3 positions here in this drilled hole section. Okay, and that means obviously you can just leave it outside a shop for 10 minutes and go and get a pint of milk, and hopefully it'll still be there. So that's rather handy. So again, you know, you don't have to keep remembering to bring a lock with you. Also, it has fully enclosed rear chain. Sorry, rear chain, drive chain in here, which keeps the chain protected from sand and oil, and water that you tend to pick up as you're cycling along in the wet. That's the gear section there you see in that part. And what I've done here, underneath here, I've actually replaced the rear sprocket with a larger one, a 22 tooth from a 15 tooth. Now that means that when you go up hills, it's far easier. These, you know, just remember the old Hovis adverts, but certainly this isn't one of those bikes. It's much easier to ride on a gradient, which is very useful, much more practical bike. Also, it has actually got a Selle Royale comfortable saddle on it, which I put on there because it was more comfortable. It has a rear rack here, sprung loaded, which is handy. And of course it has mud guards, again, which stops you getting mud all over yourself when it rains, because a lot of modern bikes don't have mud guards, which means you can't use them for most of the time. So that's it in a nutshell. Quite a desirable bike, really. Keep it maintained, it'll last you the rest of your life. Simple as. I mean, it'll probably see me out. And I think this one was made in about 1982, something like that. The original owner apparently rode from Hampshire down to Amsterdam in it, across Europe and back. But yeah, very nice bike.